Hello everyone. I thought today we would take a look at a new wireless microphone product from a company called FeiyuTech. Now FeiyuTech are better known for producing gimbals for vlogging cameras and for mirrorless. But this little wireless microphone system is described as being of professional quality and one of the most compact on the market. Now it's priced at £89 or thereabouts depending on the retailer, which when you compare it to something like the Rode Wireless Go, which is in the hundreds of pounds, makes it look like a bit of a bargain. So I think we should open the box up and see if those 2 points are true. So one of the first things you notice when you open the box is the quick start guide. Now this is the only documentation that's provided and the only documentation that can be downloaded. It's brief, to the point some would say, but is somewhat misleading because it refers at the start to Feiyu gimbal products, and of course this is a microphone. Included in the box are a number of accessories, including adapter plugs for smartphones and various cameras. There's a little suede case, but the product itself is made up of three main components. The receiver unit, which plugs into your camera or into your cell phone. The transmitter, which also has a built-in microphone. And a little lavalier microphone, which is nice to see as part of the package. Remains to be seen if it's any good, but we shall try it in a minute. Both the receiver and the transmitter are charged in the same way via USB-A mini jacks. I found that they charge really quickly. I haven't had it long enough to determine if they hold their charge for very long, but very simple to use and quite plug and play. Similarly, each of the units only has one button, which you press and hold, and then both boot up and connect. And the connection, supposedly, is indicated by a blue flashing LED. Now, in my experience, I've never seen a blue flashing LED. The LEDs stay a constant blue, even when the units are connected together. This brings about something of a problem, first problem, and that is if you're working with your talent and watching the status lights on the units themselves, have no way really of determining whether they're connected or not. So you could find that you record a sequence of audio, play it back and find that you haven't got anything. Now the instruction manual says that they should flash blue when they're connected together, but they don't. The LED's only other purpose is to indicate the charge level. They're green when they're fully charged and red when charging. The included lavalier microphone doesn't look like the best quality. The clip is quite cheap and nasty, to be honest, and doesn't have the function of being able to loop the wire round through it like a normal lav clip would. And it also connects to the transmitting unit via a USB-A connection, same connection you use to charge it, which means that it's pretty much incompatible with just about every other Lav mic. So you can't decide to plug a Rode or a Sony or a Sennheiser into this. It will only work with this one particular microphone. One other thing to bear in mind before you purchase is that the images of the receiving unit on the website and on the front of the packaging are not representative of the unit itself. They're digital renders, or consume their digital renders. The receiving unit has a tip ring sleeve connector, and that is different from what you will see on the images. Using the FeiyuTech wireless system is simplicity itself. You plug the receiver into your camera or into your smartphone and plug the wireless transmitter onto yourself. And that's pretty much it. The sound you're hearing now is from the wireless transmitter. In terms of range, I've tested it outside, and with a clear line of sight you can get about 15 meters before the audio drops out. If the transmitter is behind your back or hidden in any way, the range drops significantly to about 5 meters. And this highlights the problem with not being able to tell on the receiving end whether the two units still have a connection. The LED indicator never flashes blue and never changes. One of the reasons that I decided to try the Feiyu system was that it comes with an included Lav Mic, and that matches the way I usually work. I clip the Lav Mic on and pop the recording unit or the transmitter into my pocket and forget about it. So I'll give that a try next. What you're hearing now is audio from the included Lav Mic, and this highlights the primary issue with the system. When you connect the Lav, it does not disconnect the microphone in the transmitter. So you end up hearing audio picked up from here and from the Lav, and I'll demonstrate that by tapping each one, so watch out for the volume here. So that's coming from the little transmitter's mic, and that's coming from the Lav, and you'll notice that the Lav is at a much lower volume. Now what you'd normally do is pop this in your back pocket or stick it in a coat pocket or something like that. So let's give that a try. There we go. So the end result is terrible. I'm basically sitting on the transmitter unit, so although it's making a connection, I'm also sitting on its microphone, and all you're able to hear is the muffled audio from that and the small contribution that this little Lav is making. Okay, so I've switched back to my normal Lav so you can hear me a bit better. That behaviour from the FeiyuTech just makes it unusable for most of my applications. So I decided to contact FeiyuTech support and ask them if that was a deliberate design function or my unit was malfunctioning. First problem with that, the telephone number in the little guarantee card and the telephone number for the UK on their website are both incorrect. So I ended up emailing them, and first of all, I don't think they fully understood the question, but after I'd sent them an audio clip and a video demonstrating what the issue was, they didn't offer any solution whatsoever. They just asked me not to plug the microphone into the receiving unit, which of course I wasn't doing anyway. I can only conclude that there isn't a solution to this issue, and unfortunately that means that the Feiyu wireless mic system is pretty much unusable, at least with the included Lav. If you want to try it and just use the clip-on transmitter, then at least the behaviour is a little bit more predictable, but I think the audio quality is pretty awful. You'd be much better off with a cheap wired lavalier microphone or just a shotgun microphone on the camera itself. So to wind this review up, yes, it's relatively cheap, it's about £90, but there are a number of quite serious issues with the Feiyu Mic system. The fact that it won't tell you if the two units are disconnected, that's a major issue, and it could mean that you have to retake some of your footage. If you're filming a wedding or something like that, that's not something that you can risk. The documentation's quite poor. The Lav Mic performance is totally unpredictable, and as soon as you put the transmitter unit in your pocket, unusable. But ultimately I think the audio sounds pretty ropey as well. So this is definitely one product that I wouldn't recommend. If you found this short review helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more photography hints and tips, product reviews and trips into the great outdoors. Hope to see you somewhere soon.